right, the big showdown is here. Two conservative titans battle, only one can leave, and then go golfing. Hello everybody, my name is YujimboXD and welcome to the channel. And we're back this week with another doozy of a mod, but longtime viewers of this channel may recognize this one. So I had another request over on Discord and I got sent the beta version of the Make America Again mod, or what if America collapsed in a civil war in 2021. I would have used that in the thumbnail, but I used that in last time, so I had to come up with something else, which may have given a bit of spoilers away. So let's not waste too much time. This is modded Hearts of Iron after all, so we're pretty used to seeing American civil wars, so there shouldn't be too many surprises today. But it's been a year since we've looked at this mod, and I'm pretty sure they've added a ton of new stuff. So let's see if we can crack some eggs and make an American omelet. Well, last time we played this, we looked at Bernie Sanders, so I think this time we should go with somebody a little bit more conservative. But sorry, Greg Abbott fans, he won't be sticking around too long. I have other plans for Tejas. So let's take a quick look at the map. Yep, this looks like the America I remember, karate chopped up all into little pieces, but it looks like at least we got a decent sized chunk to start with. And I do like me a good chunk. And we'll leave historical focus on because maybe we can try and restore some historical accuracy, but not likely. All right, so here we are in Texas. And although we are a quite large state to start with, we are surrounded by some powerful enemies. We got Trump Fury to our north, and a man whose only good song was stolen from King Crimson. And then we have some just minor nations to our west. Let's take a look at the focus tree. And yeah, it's true what they say, everything is bigger in Texas, including their focus tree. Because boy, are we spoiled for choice on this one. We got our economy stuff up here on the left-hand side, which I'm sure we'll dabble with between the political stuff, but the meat and potatoes of it is all right here on our political focuses. And while I was tempted to go the monarchist path, it's just a little too European for my taste. And this is Make America Again, not Make America Europe Again, so they can just butt out. Man, can you imagine foreign countries meddling in our internal affairs? The nerve of some people. Anyways, let's do some election stuff and hang some chads. So the first problem we have to actually deal with is our economy is in a bit of shambles, mostly because of the Great Frost. So once we unthaw our factories, hopefully we can get things moving again. Well, looks like Trump is finally getting around to hanging Mike Pence, because I don't think his little protector alliance is gonna last very long against this juggernaut. And it now looks like some Nazis are fighting the Native Americans on my border. Well, I hope Adam Waffen loses, because I wanted to keep up the time-honored tradition of the US government stealing Native American lands, but this usurper is getting in my way. Didn't you Nazi guys appropriate a bunch of Native American culture? I thought you'd be cool with them. Well, here's one of the new things, I think. We have a zombified Osama bin Laden hanging out in Guantanamo Bay. Meh, I've played the zombie mod, they're not that scary. And now it looks like the Mormons are busy fighting the Unabomber. You know, like you do. Alright, I've been doing a bit of flip-flopping back and forth between my political and economy focus, because both seem kind of important right now. So we have our first major decision, and this will basically decide which path it locks us into. But we're not doing communist or monarchy shenanigans tonight, so let's just stick with some good old-fashioned democracy. Well, Mexico exploded into a civil war, and apparently they sent Ted Cruz back to us to be our Lord and Savior. But sorry, you're a bit too late, I already pressed the other button. And just when America needed Jeb the most, they slammed the door in his face. Don't worry, brother, I'll always clap for you. And I'd like to send him some volunteers to help him out here in Florida, but apparently things aren't tense enough. Yes, now the real powers are gathering, the Alamo Party. Good old George W. is back, and he's eloquent as ever.
The responses have got to end in order for us to get the framework, the groundwork, not framework, the groundwork to discuss a framework for peace, to lay the... All right.
And now the Democrats are asking us to rig their primaries. But why do I need to help you out? I am the election, so I get to decide who's in charge, unlike real life. Well, it looks like after Ukraine got invaded and France and Britain started bickering, NATO has kersploded. But good thing we're in a pocket dimension where only the US exists. We're safe for now. Well, we need a spy agency, so I'm going to put the only man in charge from Texas that I trust. Because when you're in Texas, look behind you, because that's where the Rangers gonna be. Speaking of doing crimes, they got rid of the international marketplace in favor of a black market in this mod. And we are making some planes, so I could do with some aluminum. So the election results are in, and we can choose who our next leader is. But I think we know who has the best strategery, so looks like Bush is back on the menu. Well, we have two flavors of George Bush to pick from now. We could go the path that compromises with the moderates, or we can go with one that has an actual Sith Lord. So that one sounds more fun to me. Well, looks like George put on his war pants, but for some reason he does have an expression like somebody just told him there were no WMDs. Well, I was going to keep doing economy stuff for a little bit longer, but it doesn't look like the Confederates have enough troops on their border. So I think it's time for an escalation. Uh-oh, I think Kanye figured out what we're up to. All of a sudden his troops appeared on the border, so we might have to go for small encirclements. All right, here they come. Let's hold for a bit and just see what happens. All right, looks like I can push here and there. This looks like it's probably going to be a lot of microing though. Oh, just get me a toehold across the Mississippi. Thank you. Oh my goodness, I finally got my first encirclement. I only have to do that about 40 more times. So at this point, I've been rushing down my army focus because it's giving me a ton of bonuses, which has allowed me to make some headway up here in the north. I'm encircling units slowly one by one. They just simply have more manpower than me, and there's just not much I can do about it at the moment other than encircle them. Well, it looks like I'm slowly running them out of divisions, and I'm making a big breakthrough in the north here. Let's just see how long this goes before it stalls. And there's a bunch more encirclements. It's getting easier. In fact, I think it's time for a general offensive. And it's called that because I find you generally offensive. Well, it's time to take out the trash and get rid of the new Republicans. Oh yeah, you think you're a real Texan? Well, name every cowboy ever. Well, the executions have taken place and we just cut off the head of the Hydra and got rid of a lot of our political enemies, as well with a casual 138,000 Confederates. I think I may have actually killed every last Confederate division. I basically don't see anything left.
General Lee, I have no division.
Well, we have some special research projects to do now, and I saw Velma in here a minute ago. I don't know where she went, so we now have a choice between Trinity, Jolie Bindo, or XQC. And there goes the CSA. Again. And the best part is, I don't have to share it with anyone. Well, now that the CSA's down, we can move back to reclaiming Florida. This one is for you, Jeb. Give me back Disneyland, you son of a bitch. Also, it's kind of weird I'm wailing on his son, and Trump doesn't even want to invite him to the faction. Ah, that family love. You can really feel it. And we're absolutely clobbering them. Oh, looks like Trump went after somebody. He fired the super vent. Oh, he's off to fight Kamala. For a minute there, I was worried. He thought he was about to attack me in the back. I was not ready for him. There we go. Had to chase down the last of the Floridians, but we got him in the end. Yoink. Okay, on to the Nazis. It looks like they already got their hands full, so this should be pretty easy. Well, my focus finished right as my troops reached the line, so let's give them a minute to gain some organization and then I'll hurl them at Hitler. Oh yeah, I stole their cipher. Let's use that too. There we go, Aryan League down. Now, how much of this am I going to be able to steal? All of it, apparently. Nice. All right, now it's a race to see how many of these weaklings I can pick off before they get gobbled up by somebody bigger. So on to the Mormons in Area 51. We'll really clap them cheeks. Now it's the Cowboys versus the Mormons, the battle we all wanted to see. There we go. Might have to fight some of these other states for this territory, but I'll do what I can. And by that, I'll mean I'll annex everything. Now I just gotta nab Area 51 so I can have a clear border on these commies. There we go, got Area 51, and apparently explosion is key. Right, I'm gonna go after California next, because they're the only ones not in a faction, and they're currently fighting somebody. So we're going for the sickly gazelle strategy, just go for the weakest enemy first, and we'll work our way up the food chain. Oh, also I've secretly been experimenting with unit templates. So I'm going to send in my new armored Toyota Corollas, who are being led by the Rangers. Alright, the great rivalry battle has begun. It's Texas versus California. Who is the best super state? Immediately got some encirclements, nice. Yeah, I'm getting lots of encirclements and I'm not even trying. Oops, somebody farted in the Corolla and now Dan's sick. Probably got the pink eye. My God, they just have an insane amount of victory points to grab up. Finally making it into the meat of California. And there we go. Oh man, and look at that war score. Even after taking everything, I still got 2,000 points. Oh yeah, they didn't even try to fight me on that. Mine. I guess we'll just keep going north. Doesn't seem like anything can stop the cowboy tide now. I'll tell you where all the cowboys gone. Into your home to pillage your stuff. Well, it's time to go to war with Cascadia, and it looks like they're aligned with Silicon Valley, who are hiding in Baja. But look at Vincent. He's got a look on his face like, oh shit, here comes Texas. And they didn't bother to call them their allies. That's fine. I have a war goal for you too. I should probably be building supply lines for the inevitable Trump war, but you know what? I just don't care at this point. I don't think it matters. Look at my manpower. Look at my equipment. I'm not worried. There we go. Triple KO. Well, time to invade Liberty. I'm trying to just make as much border gore as I can before I go after the remainder of the US. There we go. Uh-oh. Trump is now justifying against us. Guess we're doing it now. Well, he certainly picked a good time to do it, because I am not ready. All right, the big showdown is here. Two conservative titans battle. Only one can leave, and then go golfing. Yep, that's a lot of green. You know what, let's use a general offensive, and I have their cipher. Let's just do a big punch to the head. Seems slow, but it's steady. There we go, there's a big nasty encirclement, and I've upgraded my Toyotas to Jeep Wranglers. Not a sponsor, but they could be. Are you a car manufacturer who ever wanted to advertise on a niche map game channel? Well, now's your chance. There we go, officially cut him in half, and I've got like half his division strapped over here now. But yo, oh yeah, and that war score is tasty. I think we need to put these last few doggies out to pasture. It's time to get moseying on to the afterlife, friend. Hit him with the left, hit him with the right, put him in the ground tonight. There we go, another chunk in the bag. And there, now I have war goals on the rest of them. All right, time to speed this up. I need like 2 wars at a time now. Well, that's the West Coast pretty much done. Onward and eastward. Well, the East Coast is basically 3 factions in a trench coat, but I think even united, they couldn't stop me at this point. So let's just do this one at a time. And I'm barely having to think about it now. Just spam the manpower at it. Well, the bigger state capitulated before the little one. How do you like that? You'd think at this point everybody would just accept that I'm the winner, but nah, here we go. Oh, look at you, America, still pretending that you're a democracy. Oh wait, no you're not. Anyways, time to pummel you with my endless legions. Oh yeah, the Ice Legion just does not have any divisions up here. And I may have underestimated just how many divisions they had. Holy crap, I'm just hurling my manpower at them, but it still looks like I'm coming out on top. And there they go. Almost done. All right, time to end this charade. And hey, I do get to take out a Native American tribe in the end. It's good to keep up tradition. Also, the Great Lakes were here. I don't want to think about this too hard. Just go. And with that, I think that is the last piece of this puzzle. Oh, hang on, there's one more thing I have to do. And there you have it. America's reunited. Bust out the good flight suit because mission accomplished, soldier. All right, so that was the Make America Again mod and basically the end of our focus tree. And honestly, that was a lot saner than the last time I played this game. That was relatively normal, comparatively speaking. So, final thoughts on the mod. It's pretty much more or less what I remembered. It seems like mostly they've just streamlined a lot of the stuff to maybe make it run a bit smoother. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It's just a good old-fashioned reunification run kind of mod, and it has just enough silliness in it to keep it interesting. So this was another recommendation over on Discord, so if there are any other mods or games you'd like to see, you can drop me a line over there, or just let me know down in the comment section below, and we'll take a look at them. All right, till next time, have a great night, everyone.
Now, there may be some tough times here in America, but this country's gone through tough times before, and we're going to do it again.